So we've done a warm through and we're going to take tabletop position now. So tabletop position with the knees underneath the hips, or sometimes it's comfortable to have the knees out slightly wider. And then we're having the hands spread, fingers nice and wide to create a stable base, and the wrist, elbow and shoulder all in line. And currently I'm pressing through my shoulders, so you can see that there's quite a locked out position in the arm. And as I soften off here, I'm not pressing through the shoulders, so we don't want to be pressing through the shoulders in this position. And we've got a flat back. And just feeling into this starting position. And we're going to gently lift and lower the tailbone. And the movement might not be perceptible. You might not quite see the movement because it's nice and small to start with. Just rocking the pelvis, starting to really wake up the vertebrae at the base of the back. And then as you start to exaggerate that move, start to make it bigger, you might feel a ripple effect through the spine. So as I tuck in the tail under, I'm feeling a ripple as the spine arches, the chin tucks under and the gaze goes between the two legs. So this is cat with the arched back, and then taking the movement again, starting from the tailbone, lifting the tailbone, feeling that ripple effect as the belly drops, the spine arches, the chest lifts and the gaze goes forward. And coming back to cat, tucking that tailbone under, feeling that ripple. So to move between cat-cow, the movement is driven by the pelvis and the ripple effect in the spine. And by moving in this way, we're not only mobilizing the spine, but we're also identifying any areas of tension or tightness, any vertebrae that don't appear to be moving in the same way as the others. And sometimes we can identify an exact vertebrae that might be feeling a little bit sore. And in those cases, I always suggest that we just linger where that sensation is and take a few breaths just to try and ease it off. And then the next time you land in cat, the invitation is to stay in cat just for a couple of breaths. So feeling into all the sensations where you're grounded into the mat, as well as feeling all the sensations in the spine, the tailbone, the chin. Remembering that everything is connected through to the central pillar, to the spine. And then lifting the tailbone, drawing it into the cow, and again just lingering in the cow. Feeling in the sensations at the feet and the hands and the knees. Feeling the openness at the sit bone, the openness at the chest. And then bringing it back to tabletop. We're just going to work through our hips now, so I'm sending my bottom towards my heels. I'm flexing to the left, I'm flexing to the right. I'm really working into the hip area to wake everything up, not really worried about what I look like. So really waking up those hips. And again, feeling if there's any areas of tension, any areas that feel particularly good, any areas of easefulness. And then coming back to our tabletop position, nice flat back. And we're going to take some lizard lunges now. So taking the hands over to the left hand side of the mat, drawing the right foot alongside the hand. So as you can see, I've got a nice right angle here. So from ankle to knee is a right angle, and knee to hip, nice shape there. And I've got the same shape on the back leg, on the left leg. We have the option to stay in this position. We have bricks if it's more comfortable to place hands on the bricks and take a little bit of extra height. And remembering that there are 3 heights to the bricks, so there's height number 1, height number 2, height number 3. So finding your comfortable position. And then perhaps sliding the left knee back a little bit to open the hips. And just feeling into that sensation in the body. And we are going to tuck the left set of toes under now and lift that left leg, pressing it into the left heel. And this lift is working on the stability of the joint, as well as the strength in the body. So you might notice that your body is twitching a little bit, shaking a little bit. This is normal as those stabilizer muscles kick in. And then gently lowering that left knee, taking the top of the left foot down. And then we're just going to take an open at the front here. So I've come onto the side of my right foot and I've taken the right knee outwards. So really feeling an openness at the hips here. Just staying for a couple of breaths. And then taking the sole of that right foot back down. And I'm just going to finish with a twist. So just inhaling, taking the right arm up, the right set of fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Feeling the openness in the chest, the twist in the upper spine. Stable base through the feet, the knee and the hand. And then bringing that right hand down. And then we're going to take the twist to the left hand side. So inhaling, taking the left set of fingers towards the ceiling. And then bringing that left hand down and sliding that right foot back. Taking the hands to the centre of the mat and taking the bottom to the heels to rest in child's pose. And on your next inhalation, coming up into your tabletop position again, and this time taking the hands to the right hand side of the mat and sliding that left foot forwards. So again, we've got a nice right angle shape with the front leg and with the back leg, and we've got the option here to use our bricks if that is more comfortable for us. So sometimes it depends on the flexibility of the body, sometimes it depends on the length of your arms. And sometimes you might use bricks on one side and not on the other. So finding our stable base here for our starting position for our lizard lunge. And then perhaps sliding that right knee back, just to open through the hips a little bit. And then tucking the right set of toes, lifting that right leg, pressing into that right heel. So working on our strength here, working on our stability. Keeping the gaze to the front, so we're imagining a nice long straight spine, neck. And then lowering that right knee, the top of the right foot back to the mat, and then coming onto the edge of the left foot and allowing the left knee to fall outwards, so feeling an openness through the hips. And then bringing the sole of that left foot down, nice and stable before we take the twist. So this time inhaling, lifting the left arm up first, left set of fingers pointing towards the ceiling, feeling the twist in the upper spine, the openness at the chest, the stability through our hand, foot and knee, and then taking that left hand down, and then inhaling, lifting the right arm up, right set of fingers pointing towards the ceiling. And then bringing that right hand down, sliding that left foot back, taking the hands to the centre of the mat, sending the bottom to the heels to rest again in child's pose. And inhaling to come up into tabletop. And I'm going to just change my aspect. So we're going to run the same thing again, but I'm just going to change my aspect so that you've got a different view in case you didn't follow the previous set of instructions. So taking the hands over to the left hand side of the mat, sliding the right foot forwards. So we've got that nice right angle at the front and at the back as a starting position for this lizard lunge. And then we're going to slide the left knee back slightly to open through the hips. Remembering to grab your bricks if you need to. And then tucking the left set of toes under, lifting that left leg, pressing into the left heel. Working on our strength, working on our stability. And breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing really deeply to oxygenate the whole system. And then bringing that left knee down, the top of the left foot down, and then coming to the outside of that right foot and allowing the knee to drop open. And then bringing the sole of that right foot down, we're going to take our twists. So inhaling, lifting the right arm up. Right set of fingers pointing towards the ceiling, gaze upwards. Bringing that right hand down. And then inhaling, lifting the left side up this time. And then exhaling it down. Sliding that right foot back, taking the hands back to the centre, bottom to the heels to rest in child's pose. And then inhaling to come up. Taking the hands to the right hand side of the mat this time. Sliding that left foot forward, so we've got a nice right angle shape at the front and the back leg. Finding our stable base, perhaps grabbing our bricks. And then sliding that right knee back to really open through the hips here. And just holding the position. And then tucking the right set of toes, lifting that right leg, pressing into the right heel. Strength and stability. And if you find these lifts and holds challenging, then perhaps holding just for a couple of breaths to begin with, before lengthening the amount of time that you maintain the hold. So yoga is not about pushing or pulling or forcing or straining. It's about finding the flow and allowing the flow of energy in your body. It's about connections and not disconnections. So bringing the right knee down and the top of the right foot down. Lovely. And then coming onto the outside of the left foot, allowing that left knee to drop open. And again, this is something that you might need to build up to. And then bringing the sole of that left foot down, back to our stable base, and we'll take our twist. So inhaling, lifting the left arm up first, left set of fingers pointing towards the ceiling. And then bringing that left hand down. And then taking the right arm up, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. And then bringing that right arm down. Sliding that left knee back, bringing your hands back to centre. And then resting in child's pose to finish. Bringing your hands either side at shoulder level, pushing your bottom to your heels, hands in prayer position in front of the heart. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace. Namaste.